Ready? This is proof that all the this is the politician cover-up that protected Goodyear Tire&Rubber Company after they cut me. And here it is in writing. All the politicians covered it up. You done with that? Here's another one. Here's another one. It's another one. All of these politicians and all the agencies covered this up to protect this company. I wanted people to see with their own eyes what's going on in this country. Michigan Supreme Court, they covered it up. This is a letter that my doctor wrote, Michael Griffin, and he covered it up after my doctor wrote it. Department of Justice covered it up. Janet Reno, she covered it up. John Kerry covered it up. All of them. Also, here's a letter we wrote. Me and my pain psychologist, Dr. Sidney Nichols, wrote a career page letter to the CEO of Goodyear, Shamar Gable, when I was in pain class. And this is this letter. It's career pages. You got it? Okay. I pause it. But you politicians, what you did to me and my family, what the people don't know, they cut my son for osteoarthritis disease. That's a growing disease. They don't have records of my son. They don't have records of me. And for you politicians, Democrats and Republicans, to do what y'all doing to the people of this country and what you did to me. My wife is in her grave because of y'all, because I won't let Goodyear take a diss out of me. But God is coming for you. Do you hear me? He's coming for all of you. I've been on the mission for Jesus for 33 years. And He's coming for you. And I will get hurt. I don't fear you. You ain't nothing to fear. Y'all ain't nothing but cowards. To kill us and do to us what you're doing to and have did to us is an abomination against Jesus and mankind. And we will speak later on down the road. Y'all have a blessed day. These documents is mobilized from the Union and Goodyear. This document. And the Department of Labor, another Blanchard covered, he covered it up, another document. I wrote Fred Steele, the plant manager. He was the plant manager when I was slaughtered, and here's the letter I wrote him. Here's a letter I wrote Stanley Sumo. He was in Akron. And this is the letter that I wrote him. This is, they covered this up. Here's another from Goodyear. The financial services. These are letters that, some of the letters we wrote over the years. Ronald Reagan, Tip O'Neill, Dennis Archer, Regal, all these people knew about this. And this letter is special to me. When my wife had cancer, they wanted to stick my wife for no reason. And I wouldn't let them do that. Because they would go give us aid. That's what Jesus showed me. And I wrote a letter. Jesus told me to write the state a letter, Julie Bell. And I'm here to read that letter. I wrote it the 3rd, the 20th, 2001. And I read the letter to you. And then I take a picture of it. The letter say, we had a hearing with the judge from Lansing on the 3rd to 15th, 2001. I told the judge, wasn't nobody going to stick my wife. And I meant that. And I got a letter and everything on the appointment is about sticking. Nobody going to kill my wife for Goodyear Tire&Rubber Company. Jesus showed me that the state was going to kill my wife for Goodyear Tire&Rubber Company. I have been promised by churches in and out the city, both black and white, that my wife would get the medical help she needs. Jesus told me to tell you to take your Medicaid, leave us alone. Jesus told me to tell you all to keep, Jesus told me to tell you for you all to keep your Medicaid, leave us alone. Anything I need to see, Jesus will show me. Anything I need to hear, he will tell me. And here's a copy of that letter I wrote when he told me to write. And I wrote them. This is my wife of 40 years. She came down with breast cancer in 2007. And they wouldn't give her insurance, the state of Michigan, because I wouldn't let Goodyear take a diss out of me. I had insurance. They gave me, when she came down with cancer, they hurried up and gave me insurance. But in order for me to get my wife insurance, I would have to let them take the diss out because I was in violation. And the cancer spread it from her, it was the size of a BB in her breast. I pleaded for my wife's life, politicians, DHS, Social Security, everybody. And they wouldn't give my wife a Medicaid card to try to save her life. The cancer spread it to her breast. She came down with breast cancer. It spread it to her lungs. It spread it to her brain. The state of Michigan then said she was sick and gave her insurance until they gave her 6 weeks to live. And she died 3 months later. And I had insurance the whole time. And if I qualified for insurance, she qualified for insurance because she was my dependent. I got $1,100 a month at that time. And here is the spend down they had me on that I had to meet. This spend down here, I've got $1,100, and this spend down here is $842 a month I have to meet. Here's a copy of it. Here's another one. This one is $9.36. They kept going up on the price. No doctor would treat her. No doctor would treat her. Here's another one. This one is $8.68. They went up on. They steady going up. $8.68. And I only get a few $100, $1,100 money. Here's another one. This one is for $8.53. I met with Mark Shower when cancer was spreading all over my wife's body, me and Dave Gooseby. And I took him the evidence in there. And we talked, and he said these big companies, something else, he'll get back with me. I said, well, could you give my wife a Medicaid card? She's sick, she need help now. Because she got cancer. A couple of weeks after I met with him, he sent me word by Dave Gooseby. I need a workers' comp lawyer. Called Sam Bernstein. I called Sam Bernstein. I was treated like dirt, but Chava told me to call him. Sam Bernstein had been told how to treat me before I called him. When I called them and asked for help, they was mad with me. They treated me like dirt, so let us help you. All that don't believe that. My wife had brain cancer, lung cancer, and breast cancer. No lawyer would represent us. The NAACP was going to the Bahamas. Jesse Jackson was understaffed. That's what they did to my wife. My wife died like an animal. She laid here at home until cancer spread it all over her body, and nobody would help. I went to the preachers. I went everywhere, and nobody would help us. You ain't even a human being in this country. We ain't even human beings. And I want some answers about my wife. Now y'all compensate me. You give my wife back to me. That's what I want from you politicians. Simple as that. Wahlberg, I went to him for help. His administration. They said he wasn't a senator. Pileski, the senator, the one with common sense. Cancer growing all over my wife's body. It was funny to him. Gary Peters, Conyers, all of them. What you looking at, they've been had for years. Gary Peters, he know about it. David Stabenow called the police. We asked her for help. She called the police and said we was terrorists. Here the state police that came out here to lock us up. Here this car. We got his car. That's his car. That's what David Stabenow did to us just because we asked for help. We asked them to take the evidence. They said we can't do it. But they gonna lock us up just for asking for help. That's what they told us. We went to the Obama administration, and they basically threatened us the same way. He too busy for that. That's what they told us. Handle it yourself. So we handled it ourselves. I forgive everybody that hurted me along the way, like Jesus asked me. But somebody better come up with some answers. But you have done to me, especially you Democrats and Republicans. I'm not your slave. I'm a human being. And all you is a human being. Simply said. I went to every president from 84 to now, and it was out their jurisdiction. How can Michigan, Tennessee, and Ohio be out their jurisdiction, and Goodyear put a knife in my child and put a knife in me and kill my wife, but it's out their jurisdiction? That's what I want to know. So the president ain't the president of Michigan, Tennessee, and Ohio. But if I put a knife in somebody, they're going to chase me all over the world. But Jesus wanted people to see. And that's why he used us. So people could see. My wife gave her life so people could see what they're doing to us. You don't have to worry about the people overseas. You better worry about those Nazis in Washington, D.C. Because this is Nazi Germany, and these death camps were set up in 1980. Simply said.